As I sit down to record this video, Israel is currently attacking Iran's navy. Now, why is that significant? Well, because I believe that this shows, and this isn't the only thing that shows this, but this shows that this is not just about taking out Iran's nuclear capabilities. This is not just about taking out Iran's nuclear sites, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, they told us, oh, this is just a one and done. We just need America to swoop in and drop a bomb or two and then it's over, nothing much. This is all about taking out this one nuclear facility. That's what this is all about, folks. Yet they're attacking Iran's navy. Because this is not just about nukes. This is about regime change. This is about so much more. But for some reason, a lot of people are blinded to that. And let me ask you a question. Because it seems to me that everyone is thinking about things on a surface level. No one is really putting too much thought into things. And I feel like one of the reasons why people are doing that is because they're really afraid of the answers that they may get. People don't want to think too deeply about what may happen after bombing Iran because they don't like the thoughts that come to their mind. They want to just walk around like everything's okay. We're just going to drop a few bombs. I have a question. Let's say we drop these bombs on Iran. How will we have confirmation that we destroyed Iran's entire nuclear program? You think that by just flying one plane over Iran and dropping one bomb, we will be able to know that it was effective? We will know for sure, oh boy, we wiped out Iran's whole nuclear program. So we're not going to need anyone on the ground to confirm this. We're not going to need to go check on these sites to make sure they're fully destroyed and non-operational. We just drop one bomb and that's it. Oh, the job is done. We drop one bomb on one location and suddenly no one in Iran knows anything about nuclear weapons anymore, folks. Oh, yeah. Any scientist, anyone that was working on these programs, they just all of a sudden they lose all of their entire knowledge about how to build nukes, about how to do this work, right? We drop one bomb on one location, the location that we've been talking about dropping a bomb on for weeks, and we just gotta hope that, Iran still has their nukes there. Iran didn't take any of their uranium. They didn't take any of their supposed bombs and weapons. They didn't take them and transfer them and hide them somewhere else. No, they kept them in this totally obvious location that we've been talking about bombing on live television for weeks now. Right? Sounds so believable. Sounds like a great plan to me. You see how when you just think about it for a second, you could poke holes all through this. You could see that this sounds stupid. And I don't think that the people who are orchestrating all of this are stupid. I just think that they think that we're stupid and we're not going to ask any questions. But the moment you ask a single question, all of this crumbles. The entire narrative crumbles. We just fly one plane, drop one bomb. But let's take things one step further because for some odd reason, I guess this is a hard concept for some people to grasp. If Israel and Iran want to fight it out, go right ahead. If America wasn't dragged in or involved at all, I wouldn't even be talking about it. I'm not pro-Iran. It's not like I want Iran to have nukes. It's not like I think that's a great idea either. My issue is that Israel went and started this fight knowing that it was a fight they could not finish. When they went and conducted this sneak attack on Iran, they did it knowing that they would have to bring in the U.S. to finish the job. They tried to force our hand. They've tried, and they're still trying to force us into a position to where we have to enter into this war. If they knew the entire time, well, we have to rely on America with the bunker busters to finish the job. If they knew that was the case the entire time, then they should have never went in and conducted this sneak attack without everyone, including the U.S., being totally on board with everything that's happening. But they started this fight thinking, oh, we'll just force Donald Trump to come join the war. We'll force America to just come join the war and finish the job for us. That's what they did. And they did it in the middle of peace talks, peace discussions, peace negotiations with Iran. Do you think it's a coincidence that the same people that Trump was meeting with to negotiate some sort of deal with Iran, those are the same people that Israel basically assassinated on night one during their sneak attack? They wiped out half the people that Trump was negotiating with. Trump said it himself. They sabotaged the negotiations. Because for them, it's not about nukes. For Trump, it is. I think that Trump really just doesn't want Iran having nukes. I don't necessarily believe that Trump really wants war. Trump is even still to this day talking about possibilities of negotiations. Meanwhile, bombs are still being dropped on Iran. But Israel came in and they sabotaged the negotiation deals, folks. And then they started a fight they could not finish in order to drag the U.S. in. And it's not like I'm just the only person with this opinion. There's a lot of U.S. intelligence officials that feel the same. In fact, it just so happens that J.D. Vance himself, the Vice President of the United States of America, feels the same. It turns out that J.D. Vance thinks that Israel is dragging us into a war. I have one hell of an article here to read for you guys, folks. Let's go ahead and dive in. Israeli officials have told the Trump administration they do not want to wait 2 weeks for Iran to reach a deal to dismantle key parts of its nuclear program, and Israel could act alone before the deadline is up, two sources said, amid continuing debate on Trump's team about whether the U.S. should get involved. The Israelis believe they have a limited window of opportunity to move against the deeply buried site of Fordow, the crown jewel of Iran's nuclear program, said the sources. The U.S. is the only country with the bunker buster bombs powerful enough to reach the facility, which is dug into the side of a mountain. On Saturday, the United States started moving B-2 bombers to the Pacific island of Guam, reinforcing the possibility that the U.S. could participate directly in an attack. The B-2 can be equipped to carry America's 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, designed to destroy targets deep underground, such as the one at Fordo. During the call, Vice President J.D. Vance pushed back, saying that the United States should not be directly involved, and suggesting that the Israelis were going to drag the U.S. into another war. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth also participated in the call, said a security source. The prospect of a U.S. strike against Iran has exposed divisions in the coalition of supporters that brought Trump to power, with some prominent members of his base urging him not to get the country involved in a new Middle East war. Vance has frequently criticized past U.S. involvement in conflicts, including Iraq and Afghanistan, but has lately defended Trump against Republican critics who urge the administration to stay out of the Iran conflict. Other Republicans, including Trump ally Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, have said they hope Trump will help Israel finish destroying Iran's nuclear program. Trump, who campaigned on a promise to keep the U.S. out of what he called stupid foreign wars, has himself seemed conflicted at times about whether to join the Israeli attack on Iran or to focus on diplomatic efforts to end Tehran's nuclear program. But his rhetoric in recent days has become increasingly aggressive towards Iran. So, right now, J.D. Vance, he's been defending Trump. He hasn't been trying to say too much about, the conflict in Iran. We know that a lot of people are criticizing Trump. A lot of people are urging Trump not to get involved. I'm not here to criticize Trump. I haven't said anything bad about the guy, but I would urge him not to get involved in this war. I would urge him to keep his promises that he would not involve us in any of these, like he said, stupid foreign wars. Donald Trump has often talked about how much money and how much lives we wasted in Iraq and Afghanistan for no reason. Anyone who tells you Iran isn't the same, whatever. They just want to sleepwalk you into this war, and once we're involved, it's too late. Now, J.D. Vance in public has been defending Trump, as he should. But behind the scenes on these phone calls with Israeli officials, he's been pushing back, telling them, no, the U.S. does not need to get involved. The U.S. should not get involved. And he's gone so far as to suggest that Israel is basically dragging us, kind of forcing us into this war. And that is correct, because that is exactly what is happening. They sabotaged negotiations. They started a fight knowing from day one that they would need us and our special bombs. So they started a fight basically saying, hey, the U.S. is going to get involved. Like they were confident that we would just get involved, like we have no say-so. And I think that's disrespectful. They treated this situation like the American people had no say-so over whether or not we joined another foreign war in the Middle East. They started this conflict without even giving it a second thought, just automatically assuming, the American people have no choice. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, doesn't have a choice. We need those bombs, and we're going to get them. And you're going to drop them. That's basically what they said. They acted with the confidence, as if they knew that they had America under their control. And as an American, regardless of how you feel about the conflict, regardless of how you vote, that should insult you. That a foreign country is making moves on your behalf, basically saying, hey, You don't got any decision or any choice in this. That is, words can't even describe how disrespectful that is. But it shows you a lot. And hopefully people start asking questions, because no foreign country should have this power over the U.S. And if you ask me, this is the best news that we've gotten in a while. This is great news. It is great to know that at least someone is pushing back, right? But I want to be fair here. J.D. Vance is not the only one pushing back. There are a lot of people close to Trump that are pushing back. There are a lot of people in America's intelligence agencies, in our intelligence community, our intelligence officials, a lot of them, the majority of them, are saying that Iran is not building a bomb. The Vice President of the United States says that Israel is trying to drag us into this war. Tulsi Gabbard just testified a couple of months ago that Iran was not building this bomb. There are a lot of people who have been close to Trump. You even got people like Tucker Carlson. MAGA totally turned on Tucker. Now everyone hates Tucker Carlson all of a sudden, all because he doesn't want to go to war. Everyone who is speaking out against going to war with Iran, they're being attacked. It's crazy. So I want you all to understand that if the decision is made to drop this bomb on Iran, it's basically a decision that was made by Israel. Because the vice president doesn't think it's a good idea. Our intelligence agencies don't think it's a good idea. Most of the people in Trump's cabinet don't really think it's a great idea. A lot of people don't. So this decision will be made based on what Israel thinks we should do, not based on what Americans think we should do. So just keep that in mind when the bomb drops. Keep in mind that our own people, Americans, were telling us not to do it, but a foreign country was telling us that we should. Now, with that being said, you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, like I said, drop a comment if you would like to take your support one step further. Super thanks and cash apps are always greatly appreciated. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.